If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
Alright, so we're now 16 hours into day 10. In 8 hours time, it's gonna be day 11. There has been a huge debate on our Discord servers. Polish players are not happy with the accusation of wolfpacking, and now other nations, they're not happy as well, and groups are starting to form to counter the Poles. So basically they're starting to wolfpack too, breaking also the rules of the game, so this game is starting to spin out of control. I have proposed the administration team to end the game and to discuss how we're gonna attribute the points to the remaining players to be fair to everyone. But so what is happening at the instant is that Colombia is massing his troops towards East Mexico. He's not gonna attack Mississippi, which is no surprise because Mississippi is Polish. West Texas is Lord, a very good player, very experienced, probably their leader, but we cannot know for sure. Arkansas is just sitting there because he's squeezed in between Polish, so he's not gonna do anything. When their leader has been attacking over here, Arkansas attacked in the back, same for Mississippi. So those two, all they've been doing is helping West Texas. Mississippi has been helping West Texas every time he was being attacked, and he went all the way over to Colombia to do it, just to cut the supply lines of Mexico City. If you remember this, West Mexico is in very big peril because he's surrounded by Polish. Alaska is moving through Washington so that he can attack East Montana, while Washington is trying to hold the line over here. So these two players, they are cooperating. It is only problematic because Alaska has for now his border open here with Saskatchewan, and I guess if he sees that his Polish friend East Montana is getting attacked, there's a huge chance that Saskatchewan is going to fall upon Alaska. You've got Iowa and Kansas in war. As predicted, he is amassing here his artillery close to the hills, but if he doesn't react soon, he's going to lose West Point, the hills, the most favorable terrain to defend against Iowa. And if it comes to an artillery versus artillery battle with the hills, Iowa is going to be in a huge advantage as his artillery will be 50% stronger. Unfortunately, I'm working 12-hour shifts this weekend, so I'm not going to be able to film a lot of action. And then we also have Pennsylvania that is moving through India over here to then move through my territory to attack the Polish. Indiana and Minnesota have made peace, so Minnesota will attack Saskatchewan, Indiana will attack the Polish over here. Alabama, if I understood correctly, is gonna join in. So this is just gonna become one big wolf packing, all the non-Polish nations versus the Polish nations. This is not what the Players League is about. The Players League is a tournament that we have created for all servers, for all nations, for all languages, to play together, to have fun games, to play skill versus skill, and we want everybody to be treated equally. We don't want inter-country alliances. We don't want that all the Poles are working together, all the English working together, or all the French working together as one front against all the others. No, this is not what this is about. So personally, I really would like to end this map. There's two options. Either we give points to the two highest ranking coalitions, which is now Team 5 and Legio 1, which means unfortunately that 3 out of the 4 players here in these two coalitions are Polish. But then again, Saskatchewan, East Montana and Kansas, so far they have been playing rather correctly. They haven't been helping each other, they've not been protecting each other. Gameplay of Saskatchewan, East Montana and Kansas is rather acceptable. But the whole problem here is West Texas, Mississippi and Arkansas. Also, Colombia has been playing more or less correctly, but still, Poles are Poles and they refuse to attack other Poles. This is unfair towards all other nations, and it's a breach of the Players League fair play rule. So the administration team is in a discussion how to handle it. Either we're going to give the points to the 2 highest ranking coalitions. Another option is to give points to the 3 highest ranking players that aren't Polish, which would be Pennsylvania, Alabama, and West Mexico. But then again, if you do this, we would be discriminating Polish players without hard evidence that they are colliding. Even if all the noses are put into the same direction, it's pretty obvious what they are doing. We have no hard proof. And so if we would decide not to give points to the Polish players, we would be unfair as well. So we have a huge conundrum. We want to be fair to all players, but we don't want any unfair situations on the map neither. Even if there's no hard evidence, even a blind man can see what is happening. So what must we do? This is a difficult choice.
Alright, so we are day 11 in 7 hours. It's going to be day 12. Not that it matters because the administration team has decided to end the game. As soon as we noticed that Alaska was moving through the core provinces of Washington to attack together with Washington, East Montana, and that at the same time we had here Pennsylvania, who was making a corridor through Indiana to be able to attack the Polish players. And of course, it comes to no surprise that as soon as Pennsylvania did this, that both Arkansas and Indiana started to deploy their troops. At the same time, we had Kansas and over here East Montana that started attacking Iowa. Iowa happens to be Colorophobia, who is in the same alliance as Pennsylvania over here. So they wanted to take him out fast, as you can imagine. And so we start to have 2 groups in this game, 2 groups wolfpacking for the win. So we had a debate in the administration team whether to allow this situation or to end the map. We have decided to end the map with the victory conditions of day 10. Meaning, if I go to day 10 in the newspaper, coalitions, both Legio 1 and Team 5 on day 10, they had 490 points. I don't know why Team 5 now only has 450 points, because at day 10 they did have 490 points. I even got a screenshot of it. So we decided to give both members from the Alliance 3 victory points, being Ivan and Laga, and for the other team, East Montana, Kansas, and British Columbia. British Columbia had 40 points. He has been eliminated from the game, which explains why he is not in this coalition anymore and not in the newspaper. His 40 points add up to exact the same points between the 2 coalitions. All the remaining players, they receive 1 point with one exception. Arkansas over here, he doesn't get any points and he gets an official warning. Why? He is the only player who has been sitting here in his country all game long. He hasn't attacked anyone. He chose deliberately to have a non-aggression pact with his 2 Polish friends, and he didn't attack them just because they're Polish. It was his free choice to make a non-aggressive pact, and by doing so, he blocked his expansion. No player in a regular game is going to block his entire path of expansion, paralyzing himself in the game. This is not fair play. It's not what this game was about. As he didn't do nothing, he didn't receive any points, which makes sense. After evaluation with the whole administration team, I apologize myself for the allegations against Sashke, the one who has played pretty fairly during this game and has only allied himself with his neighbor East Montana. Also, East Montana has played the game pretty straightforward together with Kansas. So also to these players, I apologize. However, Kansas, I didn't know, is a notorious player who has been banned from both the Polish League, the Polish gaming server, and the Alliance World Cup due to cheating and corruption. So we decided to also ban him from the Players League. Also, Colombia did a great job, mainly flying solo, so also to him I have apologized. However, if we look on West Texas, Arkansas and Mississippi, Mississippi has done nothing but shielding all game long over here and then went all the way to Mexico City only to shield West Texas. One could say that this is what a good ally does, but not in a tournament of this kind. It is suspicious. And the fact that Arkansas did nothing but build up troops sends a clear message that these two players' mission was only to shield and protect their main player West Texas against other nations. They have played it very smartly. He expanded in such a way that he's completely shielded by his teammate. We believe he might be their leader, but we don't know if they were cheating or not, because we're talking about experienced players who have a lot of experience in the game, in tournaments. If they want to find an exploit, if they would like to cheat, they know how to do it without being caught. So we're definitely here in a gray zone with a lot of suspicions, but no hard evidence to intervene. This is the reason why we have ended the map, because we don't want two wolf packs, one the Polish players, the other side the other players. As we cannot ensure the fair play, we have decided to end the map. So all players have received their points for the first game in the Players League. It has been a challenging one. The administration team has a lot to discuss, how to improve and to make better maps where cheating would be more difficult. And finally, I'd like to thank all players who have supported us and who participated in our first game. We'll meet again soon for the second game in the Players League. Ciao!